Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your life. Even though I let you down, even though you know me now, don't blink an eye. You'll be surprised. I got caught up in the storm. I got so caught up in me. Everything you ever wanted, I could not be. It's been a long time since I kept my word. A long time since the flooded earth. Draw near when the waters rise. We're learning how to be alive. I've been knocked down. I've been made a wreck. And everything my fingers touch turns into an awful mess. Everything you have provided is an endless sea. Everything the world demands of me is fear and loathing. It's been a long time since I kept my word. A long time since the flooded earth. Draw near when the waters rise. We're learning how to be alive. It's been a long time. 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 It's been a long time since I kept my word. sunny sky was smiling when the river turned to blood. The pantry's full of frogs and all our nostrils full of bugs. With the boil on my thighs, clouds of locusts hid the sun. There must have been a why, but I don't see a smoking gun. So it goes, so it goes, and it might not help to know, but so it goes. Looking out my window, an angel in robe appeared to nearly pull me apart. Million miles of freedom, million miles of road, still don't know where to start. She wrote a number down, gave it to me. I had to scream me off the floor in this transient town. Waiters and dealers trying to get their foot in the door. I called her, she said, Daddy, 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 all my life I've been trying to find my place in this world. I said to her, baby, baby, babe, I got all night to listen to the heart of a girl. Trying to hear that ancient refrain. So one who knows us when our heads are down. It reminds us of the place of where we came. Where we came. Daddy, 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 all my life I've been trying to find my place in this world.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is super fun. Hi. To have all you guys in this house. And very, very glad to be here. My name is Andrew Peterson, and this is The Local Show. So I always do this, but it works. This is like my version of my dad saying good morning at church when he would do his sermons. And people would say good morning. And he would like, that's not loud enough. Good morning. So welcome to The Local Show. That's not loud enough. Welcome to The Local Show. That's better. So it's super good to have you here. I'll just kind of get this out of the way quickly first. Bathrooms are down that little hallway. There's you can find it super easy. Big hand to Rachel for making all the food tonight. Thank you, Rachel. And then also, and it's not just Rachel, it's a whole bunch of people that helped to put this thing on. But we also want to say a special thank you to the Ronald Blue Trust, who is the sponsor of The Local Show and has been for a while now. They've been amazing. This literally would not happen without their help and the help of the Rabbit Room membership. So in case you are not familiar with the Rabbit Room, it's a nonprofit here in Nashville. And it does a whole bunch of things. So you can go to rabbitroom.com and find out about what we do. But we would not be able to do the things we do without this amazing core of wonderful members. And so if you are interested in membership, we would love to talk to you about it. So it is the reason we get to do stuff like this. So check it out. If you see a Rabbit Room person, ask them about membership. And with that, I'm going to do a song that is my kind of song that is in defiance of February. I'm so happy that it's March today. Aren't you so happy that it's March? It feels so good outside. And I'm so, yeah, we made it through. And so this is about, well, I'm going to make it tonight about surviving the winter. Here we go. I am weary with the pain of Jacob's wrestling, in the darkness with the fear, in the darkness with the fear. But he met the morning wounded with a blessing. So in the night, my hope lives on. Could be so in February, my hope lives on. Doesn't work. The syllables are all wrong. Like, oh, now I forgot the words. Hold on a second. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. When Elisha woke surrounded by the forces of the enemies of God, the enemies of God, he saw the hills aflame with angels on their horses. So in the night, my hope lives on. Oh, in the night. Oh, in the night, oh, in the night, my hope lives on. You guys sing that? Oh, in the night, oh, in the night, oh, in the night, my hope lives on. You see the slave that toils beneath the yoke unyielding, and I can hear the captive groan. Hear the captive groan for some hand to stay the whip his foe is wielding. Oh, in the night, my hope lives on. I see the armies of the enemy approaching, and the people driven trembling to the shores. But a doorway through the waters now is opening, and in the night, my hope lives on. All right, here we go. Oh, in the night. Oh, in the night. Oh, in the night. My hope lives on. Zach, you want to play that? Like the son who thought he'd gone beyond forgiveness, too ashamed to lift his head. But if he could lift his head, he would see his father running from a distance. So in the night, my hope lives on. I can see the crowd of men retreating as he stands between the woman and their stones. And if mercy in his holy heart is beating, then in the night my hope lives on. Oh, in the night, oh, in the night, my hope lives on. Maggie, you want that? I remember how they scorned the Son of Mary. He was gentle as a lamb. He was gentle as a lamb. He was beaten, he was crucified and buried. And in the night, my hope was gone. But the rulers of this earth could not control him. No, they did not take his life, he laid it down. And the chains of death could never hope to hold him. So in the night, my hope lives on. Oh, in the night. Oh, in the night. Oh, in the night, my hope lives on. Oh, in the night. Oh, the Son of Man descending, and the sword he swings is brighter than the dawn, and the gates of hell will never stand against him. So in the night my hope lives on. Oh, in the night, oh, in the night, oh, in the night, my hope lives on. One more time. Oh, in the night, oh, in the night, oh, in the night, my hope lives on. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to say a special thank you to whoever it was that when we got to the resurrection part actually went whoop. You don't have to say who did it, but every time we get to that part, there have been a few shows that I've done where the crowd actually like cheered when we got to the part where Jesus comes back to life, and I'm super disappointed in you. All right, so just kidding, but it does make me just want to do it again because it feels so good. So hold on, let's just try this. Now I remember how they scorned the Son of Mary. He was gentle as a lamb. He was gentle as a lamb. He was beaten, he was crucified and buried. And in the night, my hope was gone. But the rulers of this earth could not control him. No, they did not take his life, he laid it down. And the chains of death could never hope to hold him. So in the night, my hope lives on. Oh, in the night. Oh, in the night, my hope lives on. All right. Good. Just as a general rule, when somebody gets to the resurrection part of a song, just clap. It'll make the songwriter feel super good. So I want to introduce you guys to Zach and Maggie and Ron Block and Skye Peterson. These guys are amazing. Zach and Maggie are one of my favorite couples in the world. Wow, that sounds weird. They are just a duo to be reckoned with, also sounding weird. I met these guys because we got to do some stuff with Keith and Kristen Getty over the years, and these guys have been in the band for a long time and have put out a couple of records that are beautiful, such amazing musicians. Ron Block just is amazing, great singer-songwriter, great guitar player and banjo player, wonderful friend, George McDonald nerd, and he is plays with Alison Krauss and Union Station. He does a lot of stuff with Kate Rusby and Damien O'Kane over in England, and we're just so honored to have you here. And then on the end, we have my daughter Skye Peterson, who is back home from college and just like killing it as a singer-songwriter. She's writing with all these people and writing her own songs, doing shows. She just got back from a weekend of shows and has got a Kickstarter campaign that is a couple $1,000s away from hitting its goal. And so we're locking the doors and not letting you leave until we reach the goal. But anyway, we all welcome all of these fine people.
Well, you're off the hook from clapping during the resurrection part because this is a love song. Speaking of changing seasons, that's what the whole theme of this song is unrequited love and the kind of ridiculous hopefulness that can bring. Stretched over years, this is a song called Come About May, perfect for March 1st. Come about May, when the fishing hole where you walked beside me, and I thought it was time. By the cattails I told you that you're the one I wanted to be mine. Oh, the words you said, like the bitter vines that twist around the flower till it died. Come about May, I still cry. Come about June, when the skies are blue and the yellow sun turned the leaves so green. Thoughts about you come blowing back like the summer breeze wafting over me. Oh, the loneliness I felt because you never gave a second thought to me. Come about June, I still dream. Come about fall, when I sit at night in the chilling winds and think about that time. How could I hold to your love so strongly when I know that it was never mine? Oh, but the colored leaves of autumn like the pictures of our future in my mind. Come about fall, could you be mine? Come about frost in the stars at night will shine much brighter in the crisp winter air. Maybe you'll find that the fire in me burning is a warm place to spend a life. Know that you'd only see my eager love, a jewel that you could hold up to the light. Come about frost, would you be mine? Oh, that you'd only see my eager love, a jewel that you could hold up to the light. Come about frost, come and be mine.
That was our rehearsal. I grew up playing bluegrass guitar, and I love bluegrass as sort of the main thing that I love to do. So this is an old tune that I learned, I think, from Bill Monroe. He didn't play it on guitar, but it's called "Road to Columbus." I'm gonna recruit these guys. Ready? Go for it.
That's just not even fair that I have to go after that. Gosh. Wow. Well, I'm going to play a song I wrote in a Taco Bell drive-thru. And that's where I started the song. It's for my mom, actually. I wrote it mainly because I love her. And I also wrote it 3 days before Christmas because I didn't feel like paying for a present. I love you. The gray skies and the rain like it was springtime. The world, it bears a beauty on its back. Though I see the hills before me and those stormy skies restored me, Tennessee is all I've ever had. 'Cause somewhere in the suburbs there's a little gravel drive and a home with the heart of a mother just waiting there inside. Ooh, she waits for us. Each day we're out till midnight. I can picture the home on the hillside. I see her open door and open arms. Oh, and yearning is a holy thing. It's the imprint of eternity. A sense that there is somewhere we belong. 'Cause somewhere in the suburbs she's beckoning us home. And I can't help but love her. I'm a child she calls her own. And she waits, she wants us home. Well, I heard about the pilgrims when they journeyed to Jerusalem. They sang about that city far away. And deep inside this soul of mine, I ache to see those city lights and feel that holy rest beyond the gates. 'Cause somewhere there's a kingdom with a door that's open wide, and a father who's been waiting for his child to come inside. And the kingdoms come in the suburbs, in the home with the heart of a mother. 'Cause she lives the love of the Father who waits for us. And hey, he waits for us. She waits for us. Oh, hey, yeah, he waits, she waits for us. Yeah, he waits, she waits for us. Thanks.
So beautiful. So beautiful. What did you get me for Christmas this year, Skye? Just trying to remember, and I don't remember. Just kidding. Just going to sing one. Let's just make this a Jamie night, shall we? I'm going to sing one for Jamie. I know we always joke about this. Like, I'm the poetry guy in the family. Like, I love reading poetry, and there have been times when I've like shared read this Wendell poem, Jamie, and she'll read it, and she's just like, I'm sorry, I'm just not a poetry person. But I realized that if I write her a poem and I read it, she cries. So turns out she likes poetry, but only if it's about her. So anyway, she is wonderful, and this is a song I wrote for her several years ago. Well, I was 19, you were 21. The year we got engaged, and everyone said we were much too young, but we did it anyway. We got the rings for 40 each from a pawn shop down the road. We said our vows and took the leap now 15 years ago. And we went dancing in the minefields. We went sailing in the storms. It was harder than we dreamed, but I believe that's what the promise is for. Well, I do are the two most famous last words, the beginning of the end. But to lose your life for another, I've heard, is a good place to begin. 'Cause the only way to find your life is to lay your own life down. And I believe it's an easy price for the life that we have found. And we're dancing in the minefields. We're sailing in the storms. This is harder than we dreamed, but I believe that's what the promise is for. That's what the promise is for. So when I lose my way, find me, and when I lose love's chains, bind me at the end of all my faith, till the end of all my days. When I forget my name, remind me. 'Cause we bear the light of the Son of Man, so there's nothing left to fear. So I'll walk with you in the shadowlands till the shadows disappear. 'Cause he promised not to leave us, and his promises are true. So in the face of all this chaos, baby, I can dance with you. So let's go dancing in the minefields. Let's go sailing in the storms. Oh, let's go dancing in the minefield and kicking down the doors. Oh, let's go dancing in the minefields and sailing in the storms. Oh, this is harder than we dreamed, but I believe that's what the promise is for. That's what the promise is for.
So, we're really excited that we are beginning to wrap up the creation of our very first full-length album that'll hopefully be coming out this year sometime. This is a song off that album. The album's got a whole bunch of fun little short stories. That's the way I tend to like to write, little vignettes of sometimes silly, sometimes meaningful types of songs. We got some great stuff that Maggie wrote. This song was born out of a trip once. We had an Airbnb booked with a band down in South Philly. Now, if you don't know, South Philly has its history, but now it's a really nice neighborhood. But at the time, we weren't sure which one was it. So as we're driving, everyone was really, really scared. We're going, is this a bad idea? Should we not be staying here tonight? Is it unsafe? And then we saw a girl running at night, and we said, oh, okay, we're fine. And I thought, oh, that's what a gentrified area is. It's protected by super women. that I affectionately call Gentra Girls, and this is the song called Gentra Girls. Looking down an alley, wondering how you got here. A few wrong turns left you in the bad part of town, with rundown buildings and dim street lights, crooked shadows stained in the night. You search the sky for a flying hero, a crusader to take away your fears. Then you saw her shining in the night, when you knew everything was alright. Do not fear, the Gentra Girls are here, defenders of suburban life, bouncing ponytails on their running trails, keeping the city safe tonight. You read all about these places in the paper, parts of cities where the crime was awfully high. All of a sudden streets are lined with little shops, Pop-Tart houses crammed into little lots, with pepper spray and bottles of kombucha, essential oils to rid the neighborhood of pox. Now you're trying to run the young graffitians out of town, and now they're selling chunks of brick, becoming world-renowned. Do not fear, the Gentra Girls are here, defenders of suburban life, bouncing ponytails on their running trails, keeping the city safe tonight. Armor loves organic farmers, no need for those check cash stores or tire shops, getting grande lattes from the inside of old factories, watching milky bubbles pop. Do not fear, the Gentra Girls are here, defenders of suburban life, bouncing ponytails on their running trails, keeping the city safe tonight. Bouncing ponytails on their running trails, keeping the city safe tonight.
I bet there were some uncomfortable women in the room tonight. Just thinking. Maybe a little bit.
Gonna do a Norman Blake song. Norman Blake is a songwriter and singer and guitar player, mandolin player. He's how old is he now? He's like 80 something. Yeah, a friend of mine recently did a tribute album to him. He's been really influential on all us bluegrassers, at least bluegrassers my age.
Yeah,
age,
same,
too.
yeah.
So we're gonna do one of Norman's songs, and it's one of really what I think is one of his best songs. I recorded this with my friend Bob Menner on the tribute album. So it's called Ginseng Sullivan. If I can remember the words. All right, here we go.
About 3 miles from the Battelle Yard on the river's curve on down. Not far south of the town depot, Sullivan's shack was found. Back on the higher ground. You could see him every day, walking down the line, with his old brown sack across his back and his long hair down behind, speaking his word, be it mine. It's a long way to the Delta from the North Georgia hills, and a tote sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. And I'm too old to ride the rails or thumb the road alone. Well, I guess I'll never make it back to home, my muddy water Mississippi Delta home. Winters here that get so cold, so damp it makes me ill. Can't dig no roots by the mountainside where the ground is frozen still. Gotta dig at the foot of the hill. But next summer things turn right, the companies will pay high. I'll make enough money to pay my bills and bid these mountains goodbye. Then he said with a sigh, it's a long way to the Delta from the North Georgia hills, and a tote sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. And I'm too old to ride the rails or thumb the road alone. Well, I guess I'll never make it back to home, my muddy water Mississippi Delta home. It's a long way to the Delta from the North Georgia hills, and a tote sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. And I'm too old to ride the rails to thumb the road alone. Well, I guess I'll never make it back to home, my muddy water Mississippi Delta home. My muddy water Mississippi Delta home.
Well, I wrote this next song in a Taco Bell drive-thru. I'm just joking. That's not true. I saw Daffodil today for the first time, and it made me want to play this new song that's going to be on the record. And intermission is after this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So there are a lot of things you can do during intermission, like get out your cellular device and support my Kickstarter. The song will be on the record. soul was never moved when we'd worship in that holy room. Her faith was empty like a hollow tomb, and she'd sit there with her chin in her hands. But now she's standing in the second row with her hands up in the air, you know. And the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost are now her guiding light. This is not just a story I've made up in my mind. It's real. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I know that it's true, 'cause I've seen the resurrection in you. Oh, I can hear it like a prayer. There's an anthem in this April air, and all creation seems to sense it there. This song of life and love. 'Cause as I'm driving down Cane Ridge Road, to the left I see a golden glow of the flowers as they rise again from the winter snow. This is not just a story I've made up in my mind. It's real. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I know that it's true, 'cause the daffodils have resurrected too. Good things never seem to last, but now they're standing in the greener grass, and I'm telling you the promises are true. And I know that I'm dust to dust, and death will come to each of us, but everywhere the winter was, he's all things new. And this is not just a story I've made up in my mind, 'cause the grave couldn't hold him, and his life is now mine. And I know that it's true, 'cause I'll be resurrected. Yeah, I'll be resurrected too.
Skye Peterson. Oh my goodness. Got me good. I was so tempted to clap after every time you said the word resurrection. I was like, let's just do it. Such a good song. So we're going to take like a 10-minute break, so you guys can stand up and stretch your legs, go get some coffee or tea. Rachel made the most amazing savory scones. And what else is there? Anything else they need to know? Wait, I think it is her birthday today. Rachel. You guys need to know, this is Rachel Mader. She is a part of the Rabbit Room, and we call her the queen of the manor. Like, she fills this place with life and food and good smells and all kinds of wonderful things, and we're very, very grateful to you. So let's sing happy birthday to Rachel really quick. Happy birthday to you, Rachel. Happy birthday to you, Rachel. Happy birthday, dear Rachel. Happy birthday to you. All right. Thanks, Rachel. Is there any, for real, are there instructions? Is there anything else I left out? Just go for it. All right, we'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Thanks.
And so much to be forgotten. There's no perfect secret to the things that bring us joy. Ha ha to the old year. Goodbye to the cold fear. Gonna cry when I need it, smile when I need it. Goodbye denial. The mind is a wanderer. It slips off into a false world, never stopping for a minute to take a good look around. So ha ha to the old year. Goodbye to the cold fear. Gonna cry when I need it, smile when I need it. I'm gonna live like a living soul. I'm gonna write it on my wretched bones and stop waiting for happily ever after. Ha ha to the old year. Goodbye to the cold, cold fear. Gonna cry when I need it. Ha ha to the old year. Wave goodbye to the cold, cold fear. Gonna cry when I need it, smile when I need it, laugh when I need it. Goodbye denial. Goodbye, don't hold your breath. Don't hold your life. Even though I let you down, even though you know me now, don't blink an eye. You'll be surprised. I got caught up in the storm. I got so caught up in me. Everything you ever wanted, I could not be. It's been a long time since I kept my word. A long time since the flooded earth draw near when the waters rise. We're learning how to be alive. I've been knocked down. I've been made a wreck. And everything my fingers touch turns into an awful mess. Everything you have provided is an endless sea. Everything the world demands of me is fear and loathing. It's been a long time since I kept my word. A long time since the flooded earth draw near when the waters rise. We're learning how to be alive. It's been a long time. 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 It's been a long time since I kept my word. A long time since the flooded earth draw near when the waters rise. It's been a long time since I kept my word. A long time since the flooded earth draw near when the waters rise. We're learning how to be alive. I'm learning how to be Where would I go? What would I do if I lived in a world that doesn't include you like a Caesar in Rome? Sacked and alone, all dressed to the nines atop a plastic throne. Where would I go and what would I say? Could there be a song if all the notes were the same? Live like you found, lost in the cure. 'Cause the life you live was never yours. Have you ever thought you're so far gone that you need no one? Here's something that's true, you're worth clinging to. I'm living proof. Where would I go and how would I find my way through the dark to be by your side? I would be lost adrift on the sea, on a homemade craft to the mercy of me. Have you ever thought you're so far gone that you need no one? Here's something that's true, you're worth clinging to. I'm living proof. Where would you go and what will you do to live in a world that won't give up on you? Time takes its soul from you. Last thing I remember, I was falling apart, a little bit crazy with a hole in my heart. And time takes its toll on you, on you. And time takes its toll on you. Have you ever thought you're so far gone? Here's something that's true, you're worth clinging to. You light up a room, you make the whole thing new. When I'm with you, there's nothing to lose and nothing to prove. Yeah, it's true, you're worth clinging to. I'm living proof. Sing like you feel it, and breathe like you mean it. Live like you need it, but don't forget to breathe like you need voices. When I listen to the voices, every every shroud of anger is sorrow in disguise. The voices, when I believe the voices that convince me I am worthless, bent on my demise. Hear the saints and angels. The thing about daydreams, when they stop you in your place, they take all your maybes and turn them into present state. Turn it over and inside out. Repeal the thoughts that steal right now. Lost in a daydream and gone far away. Am I just a shadow to cross your face? No one needs you more than I do now. To wake up from your daydream. Do 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 do. The thing about beauty, when it moves you from your place, with eyes open wide, you can see the world through common grace. There is nothing so profound as this moment here, right now. Lost in a daydream and gone far away. Am I just a shadow to cross your face? No one needs you more than I do now. To wake up from your daydream. There you go, you disappear off to someplace better, and you pretend it's forever and always. So you disengage. Lost in a daydream, and no one needs you more than I do now. So wake up now, 'cause it only gets better. Live your life just like a Polaroid letter. Wake up from your daydream. Wake up from your daydream. Do 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 do. We're a couple of codependents, like the span over Pontchartrain. We saw the stars in the latent sky, and we set out to stake our claim. At first light, when you see me there, lying next to you, surely burdens will have their day. But baby, now don't be fooled. She loves me for my smile,
Okay, folks, let's do this thing. So I'm going to kick it off with a song that I have not played in a long time. And this is my birthday present to Rachel. I did not write this in a Taco Bell drive-thru. This is an old song of my own that I wrote when I turned 40. So it's like a birthday song, sort of. Mainly about how no matter how old I get, I just kind of, you'll hear the song. Anyway, happy birthday, Rachel. We all love you. After all these years, I would have thought that all my fears were laid to rest. But I still get scared. I thought that all my struggles would be victories by now, but I confess that the mess is there. But oh, I know the work that you began is coming to an end someday. After all these years, after all this time, I thought the rhythms and the rhymes would come so easy, but it's still so hard. It's the same 12 notes, 6 strings, and a million little mysteries in one broken heart. But oh, there is an everlasting song, and I'm gonna sing along someday. 'Cause you never let go, you never let go. You led me by the hand into a land of green and gold, and you never let go, you never let go. Your love endures forever, wherever I go. After all these years, that's all that I know. From Illinois to Shiloh to the Warren to the cliffs at Castle Rock, I've been longing for a land, but not everyone who wanders is lost. 'Cause every road I walk is in the palm of your hand. But oh, there is a house with many rooms, and I'm gonna be with you someday. 'Cause you never let go, you never let go. You led me by the hand into a land of green and gold, and you never let go, you never let go. Your love endures forever, wherever I go. After all these years, and you never let go, you never let go. You led me by the hand into this land of green and gold, and you never let go, you never let go. Well, after all the years have gone and I have grown old, I'm gonna go home to the arms of a father who never let me go. Well, after all these years, that's all that I know. Oh, oh, you never let go. Oh, oh, you never let go.
So this is a brand new song. Nobody's ever heard this before, and it's a little it's not a funny song. So which is different for us. Don't laugh at this one. No, it's actually pretty serious. It's kind of based in Psalm 13. I've always found that I love how the Psalms really let the emotions be with how we experience them. You know, I've heard people say that Psalms are a way for us to take our emotions and then point them towards God. But I love how raw and true they are, and Psalm 13 is a good example because within 3 little stanzas, he essentially says, "Where are you, God?" As if he's not there right next to him, but also then says, "I rejoice in everything you have." So I actually wrote this song around 2020 when all of that craziness was going on, and it has only seemed more apropos in the past couple weeks with what's been happening overseas. This is a new song. Let me know how you guys think of it. It's called "Oh Lord, How Long?" Cries, "Oh Lord, how long?" Voices rise, "Oh Lord, how long?" We deny, "Oh Lord, how long?" Till you reply, "Oh Lord, how long?" When will you heal these scars of sin and mark the earth and all within? Voices rise, "Oh Lord, how long?" World cries, "Oh Lord, how long?" Children cry, "Oh Lord, how long?" As many die, "Oh Lord, how long?" Till no more blood is shed to stain, and peace forever made to stay. Die. Lord, how long? The children cry, "Oh Lord, how long?" People cry, "Lord, how long?" Lift our eyes, "Lord, how long?" Yet in this trial, hear our voice, your saving love, we still rejoice. Lift our eyes, "Oh Lord, how long?" People cry, "Oh Lord, how long? Oh Lord, how long? Oh Lord, how long?"
I love that fiddle solo. What was that? The harmonics kind of thing. That was amazing. I love that. Yeah, exactly. I have to suck air in to do that. I've done this song through the years a few times, but I wrote this one after my mother passed away, 2009, I think. And it was of course sad thing and an awful thing, but she passed away with all of us around her, and at the last moment I saw her. She hadn't been awake or aware. Her eyes were open at the time, but she was just kind of staring, laying on her side, and she'd been doing that for about 3 or 4 hours, just staring, not tracking, her eyes not tracking. And then my aunt was behind her, laying on the bed. My wife was holding her hand, and I was right at her face. And all of a sudden, Mom looked up and above my head. And she hadn't tracked for hours. And then all of a sudden, and she looked up above my head to my left. And then, of course, I looked back and there was nothing there, but her eyes opened this big, open wide. And she went, just like that. And she held it. And I was staring into her eyes, and I thought right then, you have these weird thoughts at a moment like that, but I thought, I never realized how blue her eyes are. They're just beautiful, light sky blue. And then she looked that way for about 20 seconds, and then she laid her head down on the pillow, closed her eyes, closed her mouth, and then 20, 30 seconds later, boom. And the room was silent, and it was an incredible experience, but it came out in this song. This is called "Till He Bids Me Travel On." As I onward go on the path of faith, many doubts and fears have their day, but the Lord who leads is too sweet to me, and He bids me travel on. I have seen the joys in my mother's eyes as she saw the Lord called her home, and she gave that joy to this traveler's heart till He bids me travel on. Oh, the sting of death died for me. There's no fear, for Jesus hath set me free. And I'll trust His love with each dawning day till He bids me travel on. When I leave this path of childlike faith, when my mind is full of worried cares, just a word from God turns my heart again till He bids me travel on. Oh, the sting of death died for me. There's no fear, for Jesus hath set me free. And I'll trust His love with each dawning day
till he bids me travel on.
It's beautiful. Been trying to think of what song I should play that you guys haven't heard. I think I'm gonna do this one. This is a song that's pretty new. I'm an Enneagram 4. I just sense some of you internally judging me, and I don't appreciate it. No one understands me. Yeah, no, but I've always been kind of like a big dreamer. Like on a long car ride, you'll kind of find me dramatically staring out the window, like imagining like a soundtrack in the back of my head. Like maybe I can make like a single tear roll down my cheek. That's me. I've always kind of been that way. But I always kind of like imagine myself as like the main character in a movie. And so I'm not painting myself very well right now. But one of the most like movie-like things that have ever happened to me was I was walking through the streets of Rome, Georgia, with my good friend. We were in like the small town of Rome, and we found this like secondhand bookstore. And in the back of the bookstore, there's this little kind of shadowy corner that had this little bookshelf full of all of these yearbooks from 50, 60 years ago. And so out of the kindness of our hearts, we wanted to flip through them and make fun of the people in them. And one of the yearbooks from 1972, I think, there was did someone just cheer? Oh, that's my mom's year. Wow, that's so cool. I didn't even... Was it you? Was that your yearbook? Anyway, there were notes all throughout this yearbook to this girl named Susan. And it was in red ink, and we kind of like read them for a bit, and then we came home, and that night I couldn't stop thinking about Susan, and who is this girl, and what's she doing now? Is she still alive? Is she still out there? And so the next day I drove by the same bookshop, and I bought the yearbook, and I wrote a song based off of all of the notes, and I tried to discover what I could about her, and this is what I would say to her if I could sing this for her. I saw her face across the room, smiling as a sophomore in 72, and you were loved, but you never knew. Oh, Susan, you were losing life, faking fun with that plastic smile, while deep inside, all you want to do is cry. Oh, Susan, you and I, we had a lot in common. Never loved, but always liked spending days just trying to be someone else, anyone besides yourself. Anyone besides yourself to fit right in. But Susan, I will be your friend. Well, you tried it all, basketball, you couldn't help it if you just weren't tall. Cheer and dance, you couldn't stand a chance. But Susan, you just held it in, surrounded by those halfway friends. You'll never know, so you just nod and grin. Oh, but Susan, you and I, we had a lot in common. You were always loved and always liked, but always tired from trying to be someone else. Anyone besides yourself. Anyone besides yourself to fit right in. Oh, Susan, oh, Susan, oh, Susan, I will be your friend. Oh, Susan, 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 I will be
Beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you, Skye. So this is our last round, you guys. This is it. It's all coming to an end right now. It's close enough. It's fine. Thank you. Stresses me out every time. So this is a song for Ukraine. After the last tear falls, after the last secret's told, after the last bullet tears through flesh and bone, after the last child starves and the last girl walks the boulevard, after the last year that's just too hard, there is love, 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 love. There is love, 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 love. There is love. After the last disgrace, after the last lie to save some face, after the last brutal jab from a poisoned tongue, after the last dirty politician, after the last meal down at the mission, after the last lonely night in prison, there is love, 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 love. There is love. And in the end is oceans and oceans of love and love again. We'll see how the tears that have fallen were caught in the palms of the giver of love and the lover of all, and we'll look back on these tears as old tales. 'Cause after the last plan fails, after the last siren wails, after the last young husband sails off to join the war, after the last this marriage is over, after the last young girl's innocence is stolen, after the last years of silence that won't let a heart open, there is love, 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 love. There is love. And in the end is oceans and oceans of love and love again. You'll see how the tears that have fallen were caught in the palms of the giver of love and the lover of all, and we'll look back on these tears as old tales. 'Cause after the last tear falls, yes, after the last tear falls, I can see in the strip malls and the phone calls the flaming sword of Eden, in the fast cash, in the news flash, in the horn blast of war, in the sin-fraught cities of the dying and the dead, like steel-wrought graveyards where the wicked never rest, to the high and lonely mountain in the groaning wilderness, we ache for what is lost as we wait for the holy God of Father Abraham. Oh, Father Abraham.
after the last tear falls, there is a love.
We're going to do another song that's going to be on this upcoming album. Another love song. So we kept it low on the amount of animals. We usually write about personified animals in songs, and none of those tonight. We did this one a while ago at one of these, but it's been really fun to get to play it again, and I got to figure out where my chart is. So it's called "Settle Down." Say, settle down. Such a bad way to say fall in love. Everything we know will change and will go. We set a date and then all the plans begin. And conversations with your mother no one wants to hear. It'll be okay, but it may go late. Someday will come, I may ask, why do we make the bed? It's already time to sleep. These sheets are wrinkle-free. The folds will never keep. It's tied around my feet. And in the morning they're the same. Why won't you just agree? It'll be okay. It'll just be late. If they all do well, we'll get the kids that little dog they want. Remember Tuesday night is banned, vacation still not planned. We're at the dentist until 4. I'll fix that squeaky door. And Rosie's at the movies with that boy named Theodore. It'll be okay. Told her not too late.
so we could just settle down. We could fall in love. It may be harder every day, but there along the way, in the busiest of times, no matter what we find, I'll always know what's true. I'll always know what's true. There's no one else in this whole world that I want more than you. It'll be okay.
I was sitting there going, okay, now there's absolutely nothing for me to do right now except get the banjo out. Bluegrass. Do a little bluegrass. This is an old Ralph Stanley song. They're going to help me out on this if I can get in tune. Trouble with being a banjo player that has to talk at the same time as tuning is you can't do it. So you hear me talk, you hear me tune, you hear me talk, you hear me tune. This is you remember? Did you guys ever hear Ralph Stanley? I know you have. Yeah. You know. Ooh, death. Remember? Right. So he was a banjo player as well, and I grew up listening to the Stanley Brothers, and so Ralph would play this tune. It's called the Clinch Mountain Backstep. I do it in my own peculiar way. Here we go. You ready? So me, one of you, me, one of you, me. That was our rehearsal.
Skye, you want one on the piano?
All right, wait. Get down there. All right. Is that loud enough for you? All right, here we go. Ready?
Once again, not fair. I'm currently on a small team of hymn writers, and we just wrote this one a couple weeks ago, and it's amazing. It feels really wonderful to sing in light of all the things happening in the world right now. Do you want to say anything else, Pops, before the show ends? This is the last song, right?
Yeah, this is the last song, and
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. It's so nice to have you all in the place, and I'll tell them to clap for everybody after the song's over. Cool.
When the nations rage and death is at the door, when the wars are waged as they have been before, there's a refuge that I run to, a respite from my fear, and nothing in the world can harm me here. And when the winds of change are howling in my soul, with all the fear and doubt a heart can hold, find me in the valley of the shadow where I roam, and draw me to the way that leads me home. I will take shelter in the loving arms of God. Will you guys sing that? I will take shelter in the loving arms of God. And when a greater war had torn apart my soul, and the tyranny of sin would not let go, all of heaven stormed the darkness in the power of the cross. I'm freed beneath the banner of His love, and I will take
Skye Peterson, you guys. Mr. Ron Block. Zach and Maggie White. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Brandon.
Early morning, and now I'm taking my time. Up through Coalinga, through the valley. This highway lived in my mind. It takes me back to the place that made me. 'Cause I